Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well and you have not caught of yourself into this dump. Because basically, if I have to tell you, even yesterday when I mentioned that a small push, a 1320 level is going to give you a nice bounce, and it gave us a nice bounce of 2%. Played a scalp, exit. That's it. These are all scalps because we have been shorting Ethereum, from the top, literally catching the top at 0.886 pips at around 2.26, and later we also got this July high top, if you remember, as well. But what happens is we knew that the final target of Ethereum would be somewhere in this range of 1,000 bucks. But in between, it can have a zigzag, it can have a simple correction, it can have a double correction move, so it depends. Currently what I'm seeing is this is a very nice channel formation that we have. Also, we just went very close to 1266 levels, which also aligns with my bearish cipher for Ethereum. So our cipher pattern is here for Ethereum, and as I mentioned in the Twitter as well, 1320 to 1266 is our bearish cipher pattern would be in the play. With max at 1414 fifths. So 1414 levels is around 1267. So basically we are at a very big levels. Also we deviated this the range highs, the previous range highs that we had. So we already got our deviation, guys. Now that doesn't mean that this deviation can be like a small deviation. It can further have one more dip to 1268 levels or 1266, as I mentioned. So basically what I would like to say here is, I mean, these are not the levels for you guys to short. Remember, if you are shorting here, FOMOing that yes, we're going to dump to 0, then good luck, because even if you're shorting, your stop loss, you're going to place it almost like 1354, and your take profit at 1180, let's say, it won't make sense because your risk reward will just like 1.5. So basically, what you would want to see over here is a bounce. Now, let's say 21st is going to be very crucial and most likely a game changing for the crypto market. In my opinion, 21st of September is probably going to be a game changer. It's going to decide whether the crypto dies or it's going to decide whether the crypto lives. So basically, it's not only with the crypto, but it's all also with the global market as well. What I see so far, the way we are already, the Asian market have literally dumped, and they just panicked and they sold everything. I got stopped on my Bitcoin scalp that I took, yesterday. I was just having orders at 19,300 to 19,000 levels with my stops. Earlier it was 18,570. I moved a few minutes back at 18,400. 18,400, yes, and I got stopped out. So it's a scalp, so not a problem. We will definitely gonna recover it back, but we already made a lot of gains from this Ethereum shorts. Also, one more thing I would like to say here is these are not the levels for you guys to short it, trust me. And why, when I say that, you really want to short once Ethereum break this channel. Once Ethereum starts breaking this channel, it's a clean short. The short is going to be big as fuck. So it's a clean short for you guys. And because then it's like this whole structure is not going to be like A, B, and C, but then the structure is going to be like this is wave 1, 2, and we are doing wave 3, and wave 3 is going to probably do something like this. Sweep off the previous lows, pump, retest, and further dump. So that's how the big deviation or the big dump would be if literally the 21st we decide the price is still here and we don't move up towards the levels of 1380 or even 1360. So what you would want to see in 2 days, today and tomorrow, is a retracement. What I would like to see is, okay, first of all, I have started building long positions on ETH from 1280.6. I do have orders till 1266, and my stop is literally under 1180. That's like 1:1 extension. Now, what I would like to see here is I am expecting probably a pullback like this to test the weekly opens around 1333. So that's what the weekly open retest you want to see on ETH, and slowly and gradually do something like this till tomorrow on 21st September, when we literally get a real dump towards 1220. That's where I'll be offloading again my Ethereum over here, and will rebuy on the retest of these levels around 1216 to 1200 bucks, with my stops again would be under 1180. So that is what my plan is. Now let's say if Ethereum literally dumps from here itself to test this a channel, then I think it will be a very nice buy, because then it's going to be like a slow chop, and probably on 21st we're going to see a break on the upside. So it's going to be like a bullish checkmate formation. So the levels you would want to watch is here. This is the levels you want to watch for ETH, and for resistance you want to watch these levels and this level. So these are the 2 levels for the resistance. These are the levels for the support. So the big support is at 1216 to 1200 bucks, where we also have confluence with the bearish cipher playing out, potential bearish cipher. And everybody knows that the CPI gave the number that the inflation is really high. There is no change in the inflation. The inflation is high, keep on going up. And especially the winters are going to come from October. I do think that inflation is going to roll up very, very high, unless European unions find an alternative. Even the US is also now getting into a trouble with their alternative, or I would say their oil resources, or I would say the stocks they were keeping for I would say what emergency stock. They are also using that for to bring down the oil prices and gas prices. But I think I don't know how much time they will be able to keep prices down. But still, the inflation is very high, and I do think that everything is priced in, so we just have to play the levels. In my opinion, this is the levels I'm eyeing for this support, as I mentioned on ETH. For resistance, this is the levels. 1420 to 1442 is going to be your first resistance, and later 1554, the September opens, is again going to be your resistance. Primarily, what we have observed, September is always been like a negative month, and again it is proving that it is like a negative month so far. So what we can see after 21st is probably we can have a chop. We close September negative. It just gives a moment, and probably we accumulate here like this for a few days, and then probably go for like a pump in the October. Probably this is how the October might shape up if we are holding the levels of 1200 bucks. So this is how you would want to see, the September, the holding the levels of 1200 bucks, guys. That's a very important levels. Very important levels. 1200. Just remember this number in your head. Keep this number in your head. You don't want to unnecessarily over risk yourself. Your liquidation price definitely should be under 1000. Your stop losses should be in place. You never know, because as I mentioned, if you start losing the levels, this range, if you start losing it, it's a dead end. It's going to be then like you lose this level, flip as a resistance, and it's just going to keep dumping like this. So then it's going to be very tough for the market, where it's also BT is going to then probably sweep the lows. Now let's go to the Bitcoin, guys. Many people are saying that Bitcoin is probably going to 14k, 12k, 10k. Now the targets are here. What I would like to tell you is, let's keep it a very simple over here. Very simple. Let's keep it very simple. Simple in the sense, what you would want to see for Bitcoin. It's a very simple that you just want to see two things over here. First, you want to see where is my here. So just understand like this, that this upper zone is your premium zone and the bottom zone is your discount zone, and this is like a big range formation that we are having it. So practically this big range that we are having, it looks to me like that this move looks to me like this is A, B, and we are having wave C. So I am definitely looking to relong Bitcoin again in this yellow box. And even if we do have a deviation inside, I don't mind it to just keep buying the spot backs from 17,500 deviation till 16,800 bucks, because 16,800 is the levels where our big 786 fibs harmonic is going to probably end here. Now this 786 fib level is very crucial. Also 17,500 is where, look at the weekly, 17,500 is where your MA300 is 17,545, and historically if you see, we have never broke under MA300. That is always used to be our bottom. So 17,550 always used to be our bottom. So this time, whether it's going to be our bottom or not, time will only say. But what I think is, if we do get a deviation inside this, I'm definitely looking to re-long on the deviation under 17,529 to 16,800 bucks, And also it goes with my confluence with the paths that I posted on the 20th of August. If you guys remember, a big W formation that we are looking for. So this is like a big W formation. The red line what you're watching is here. So basically right now we are at the 886 fib, the big 886 fibs levels. If you just want to see the fibs, I can show you as well. Here 18,450 is our big fib levels, and we are holding it. It's a major pivot that we are having right now. We already swept the liquidity. This is taken as well. Probably we might just go and sweep the 17,987 liquidity on the Coinbase, but nevertheless we might just hold these levels. The Coinbase, this is the USD chart. So basically, you might just feel that Coinbase literally went to to 17,593, similar to what we have on the Bybit as well and Binance. So what I expect is if we do hold the levels of 18,449, we can have a push on Bitcoin towards the levels of 19,400. Now, what is 19,400 on the lower term time frame is a lot of confluence at those levels. The levels 19,400 is like weekly opens and August lows, and also very close to the previous week lows. So a bearish retest of these level is definitely required. And once it proves that this is like a swing failure pattern, once you have this is pattern is like a swing failure pattern, what you want to see is we need a reclaim of the range lows. Once you have a clean reclaim, I might just probably go for another scalp with a very tight stop loss. You know, once you have the reclaim like this, you reclaim it, double bottom kind of a thing, reclaim it and pump it up till tomorrow, and then probably one more down like this, the green zone, where you know we get our buy and we do something like this, or we just get our deviation, the big deviation of 17,500. But honestly, these are not the levels for you guys to be bearish. Just understand in a very simple term why I'm saying this. Yes, overall you might feel that everything looks bearish, the whole market looks bearish. I do have to agree on this. I'm not saying I'm very ultra bullish or no. What I'm just saying is play the levels. This was the levels where people were very bullish, and we literally offsold. We literally sold all our spots at 24,800 average. We literally got out over there and we start shorting Ethereum at 20,026. If you remember, we keep on shorting Ethereum for like two trades. We took for like 10% gains, both individually 10%. And for Bitcoin, our target at that point of time was clearly 18,500 bucks. That was our target on the higher term time frame. That was our target. So now at these levels, Bitcoin is at 18,500. So ideally, if you ask me, I should be looking to, you know, put all my, I should be looking to start deploying my spot bags over here, or start deploying my USDT over here. But you know, I just want to wait a little bit for the USDT dominance. Why? Because the USDT dominance, what I anticipate is this to me looks like a very nice expanding diagonal. Now this expanding diagonal makes sense because the wave phi always is very huge and very big, and we just have tested now the 7.69% levels. Also remember, we also have now tested the big resistance levels on the daily for USDT dominance. So if you see here, you know, the USDT dominance, this is our big levels. Just hold. Yeah. So this is our big levels for the USDT dominance. You know, this white line, it's like a big support that we have here, because if you remember what we did previously over here as well, we just tested these levels and then rejected. Similarly, we also did a very similar thing over here as well, and it also aligns with our major pivots. Look at this from a perspective, highs and lows, and draw 0.5 and 0.61, and that's where you find the golden pop. You see, we already have got around the 0.5 fib levels. There you just need to draw the 886 because that is going to be our pivot. So the pivot for the 886 is at 7.89%, which is very close, and the 786 is at 7.63%. That's why I would like to consider this is like a reversal zone for me, unless we try to flip, as I mentioned. If we start flipping the levels of 7.72%, then I think we're going to crash probably. So we're just going to deviate 17,500, and probably then we will start building our spot bags. Also, many people say that Bitcoin probably go to 15,000 bucks, but let me remind you guys, if Bitcoin go near to 15,000 bucks, it's just going to have a cascading liquidation for those who have long 16,000 bucks, and it's just going to dump to probably 13,600 because you have a big fair value gap, or you can say the low volume node on the volume profile that you can see from 2020 levels. So yearly profile, you look at the yearly profile, this is where the gap is. So once we start losing the levels of 15,500, you don't have a support, and if you just go to the LVN, and the LVN is going to be till 13,900. Probably the big level of support is at 13,773 and 13,500 levels. So that's where it will go, probably to those levels. So it's like, if you are even looking to probably long 15,000, trust me, your stop losses definitely should be around the levels of 13,000. Anything under 13,000 dollar levels, that is going to be a stop loss. And if you do break 13,000, I mean, there is nothing till 12,000 bucks. So that's where, you know, the cascading liquidation impact, you know, effect comes into play. But right now, what I'm trying to say here is, let's focus on the range play. Once, you know, Bitcoin, probably, let's say we sweep the lows and flip this as a resistance, we can't break it up, you short here with your stop loss 886, and then probably look for a dump like this. So that is going to be, then probably it's going to be like 1, 2, big 3 over here to 13,000 to 12,004, and 5 to 11,100 or so. Then this is how it is going to play. Because the only thing that comes into my mind when I look from the Elliott wave theory perspective, the only thing that comes into my mind is either it's going to be, you know, it's going to be 11,100 bucks, or it's going to be, you know, probably the green box or the small deviation. Why? Because I have to say this, because this whole move is clearly, to me, it looks to me like ABC, and this move down was 5 waves. The up move was 5 waves. We never got ABC. And hence, if this move is 5 waves and this move is 5 waves, and again we got the same dump with no ABC, I think that, you know, probably, I think we are going to form a very something like this, that we got our sweep, or the deviation is here, probably go into the yellow box, reclaim these levels, go back here, something like this, or near to these levels, a deviation like this, and dump. So this is also a very fair play according to me, you know, if you're looking from the Wyckoff schematic. So this is going to be like, you know, sucker rally over here, our hated rally. Then you got like ST, A, B, and C, ST. So this is 5 waves A, 5 waves of B, and then you're gonna have C again, 5 waves down. So this is going to be like, or maybe this is like, you know, this move is A, B, C, B, irregular expanded flat, but this is too expanded, honestly. But this possibility is there, and this move is like a C. So this move is like A, B, and C of some sort, and we don't break the 17,500. People just keep on waiting over here one more time. We hold this level so badly, and we reclaim the levels of 18,500 again, and Bitcoin probably start looking back upwards like this. Now for the confirmation of this, moving towards the range highs would be 19,900 flip. Once you get this 19,900 flip, you don't have to think much about it, just long everything. That's what I would say. You just have to keep on longing, that's it. Once you get a 19,900 flip, it's a long for everything, in my opinion. So you know, basically this is this is what, from the Elliott wave theory perspective, I see that either this move, in my opinion, is A, B, and C over here. Practically A. So this is A, B, and we are having C over here. Okay, and probably we should be having another leg up. So the way we have leg up here, got a accumulation here, and you then probably looking for leg up like this time into this fair value gap, and this, you know, 2022 POC that we have so far, the value area low so far. Drag it so that it cool. So basically this is our fair value gap and the low volume node. That's where probably we should be looking for a pump, you know, if this is like A, B, and C. However, if you do decide to probably sweep the lows, then probably the game would be slightly, you know, different, because then it would also mean that this move 5 waves was, you know, 1. This is A. We sweep the lows would be irregular expanded flat, and this is going to be your 2, the partner leg. Rejection, we're going to have 3, 4, and then 5. Then it is going to be very big dump, you know, in the coming days probably for everything. So it is going to be somewhere like A, You know, if we go over sweep, it's going to be B, and C should be somewhere around the levels of 21,000 bucks or so. These levels, okay. So you get something like this for wave 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. That's how it should. This is the only two counts that I have. I don't have any other counts that explains that why this big pump happened, 5 waves up, or why we just got another 5 legs down over here. That is the only explanation I have. Either it's going to be A, B, C, or the worst case scenario is the bear case for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what I think for now for Bitcoin. Similarly, the Bitcoin dominance, as you can see here, as I mentioned yesterday on the Twitter as well as the group, that 886, 786 to 886, 41.33% to 41.49% is the levels for our reversal zone, and that's exactly what we have got so far. What now you should be expecting is this is the levels, probably a minimum bare minimum retest is what I'm expecting over here. So you will be expecting something like this one for push and then probably down like this. So that's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin dominance. It's looking ultra bearish, so nothing to worry about it. Similarly for USD dominance, I think I've already discussed. This is to me like the fifth wave, and now we already reached the 1 to 72 big levels. So I expect it to probably show a sign of reversal. I don't see any sort of a H1 or lower time frame bearish divergence, but let us also check the bearish divergence of the H4. Nothing so far. Do we have any RSI divergence? Nothing. Looks there is no divergence at all for now. If you look at from the daily perspective, do we have anything over here? The daily also, yeah, daily is still slightly under these levels. From here might form a bearish divergence. Not confirmed yet, but as you can see from this top, it's making higher highs. The RSI is have yet not made the higher highs. So still it's very hard. I mean, it would be very early to say if it's a bearish divergence for now, but yeah, it's forming certainly. So you would want to see right now is a rejection. The rejection from the levels of 7.72 and max the worst case 7.8%. Anything above this is like it's like the market is going to just crash, honestly. And this 1 2 3 5 4 5, the count that I have, then it's going to be invalidated, and then probably it's going to be something else that I don't have a count for. And why do I think that it is 1 2 3 4 5? Because this move is clearly looks to me like 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, and then after these 5 waves, this is like a pump impulsive move. So once you got this 5 wave, you never got A, B, C, but another 5 waves. So this looks to me like A, this is like irregular flat B, and then you're looking for 380 to 56.76 for wave C. And from there, I will be looking for a pump, then 8.65%. This is how I would like to see it plays. Or basically, maybe even it can go to the levels like this. It can play something like this as well. So ideally, if I have to say that what USD dominance should do, I think I need to see a rejection from here, honestly. I would not like to see USD dominance pumping above the levels of, at any cost, pumping above the levels of 7.8%. A pure rejection would be amazing from these levels and a nice buying opportunity. So Ethereum, Bitcoin, have patience. I'll definitely give another long, and it's there in my mind. I'm not gonna miss it. Also for Ethereum, my longs would be, as I mentioned, the best long would be around 1216 to 1220 levels. This channel, whenever it goes to this channel, it's a long. That's it, with a very tight stop loss, as I mentioned. So also guys, for link, I posted it on Twitter that the short zone is for link. It perfectly went there and rejected. I think many DM'd me on the Twitter as well, thanking me that almost I got like 15 DMs. I posted that We took your short and played very nicely. The target is not have yet achieved. You want to see a sweep of 6.97 and then probably something like this. The bounce levels for link is going to be these levels of 6.778, a local bounce, or maybe a full-fledged reversal as well. But yes, definitely this is how I see, because if you look at from the harmonic perspective as well, does it match it? No, it's too deep actually. I would like to see something like this. So yeah, basically link is not bullish from these levels, guys. Not bullish at all. CME again breaking down. So again, it gives me, the vibe that this whole structure that we saw on the CME, because normally the wave two, if this is like a wave two, I mean, it needs to be like A, B, and C, and not like five waves. So this to me looks like that this, even if this is like, A over here, B is here, a deviation again, and you're looking for a C over here, something like this, and then probably dump. This is going to be a very amazing. As I mentioned, the second bearish count that I have. CM is very difficult to read it at this moment. I don't have a proper wave count on the CME, is very different from the perhaps and the other charts. So, but it has made a deviation. So once we start flipping back the levels of 18,525 on the CME, that is going to be a long, in my opinion, for the perhaps. As I mentioned, 18,500 is the levels. So 18,500 is the levels where you want to keep your eyes on, guys. Okay. FTM, I have bought spots and I've DCA till 0.22, as I mentioned in my corner and Watch Wealth group as well. DCA from 24 to 0.2, and that's where all our DCA levels have hit on FTM, and now it's time for just to have patience and let's see how things plays out. That's what I would do actually. This is my average, and spot buys on FTM is 0.2322 levels on FTM for the spot bags. My stop is 0.205, and that is the manual stop. I don't have the spot limit sell order. If it, even if it goes like this, a wick probably, but if it reclaims, it's okay. So I'm not worried with the spot bags yet on the FTM. For leverage, I don't have any longs. I have zero longs except the Ethereum scalp that I have from 1280. But even I intended to offload around, take profits around 1319 to 1333. That's what I am eyeing for on the lower term time frame for ETH. So if you do get a bounce, probably a small bounce, yeah, accumulate, a small bounce till tomorrow. This bounce, you get this dump like this. This is going to be your final dump, and probably a buy dip, probably, and how get structure formation. So you want to start looking for some sort of a bear flag, dump, and then again bull flag, pump. This is how you would want to see on the E. But if you do dump from here itself to the range lows, then this whole plan is going to invalidate. Then it's like then I'll have to reevaluate again based on how the wave. And many people were literally saying that Ethereum is very bullish and it's just going to pump 10k, 9k, the bottom is in, and blah blah shit, and they all got wrecked, guys. All got wrecked. They just keep on buying 1500. They just keep on buying 1400, 40, the July highs, and now they're like, oh my god, it's a big mistake. So the Ethereum merge was literally a dump, and I do mention, if you remember, the September is going to be a dump, and it dumped, and we were shorting here, we shorted here. That's like a perfect levels for us to. Anyways, but now I think this is not the time for me to short. At least, even if people feel that you want to short, it's up to you. But I would not be shorting here. I would like to short here for like a scalp, probably to these levels. Look for buys probably from here to these levels at least. Going forward, alts are going to outperform Bitcoin, as I mentioned, because BTC dominance is bearish, and I do expect altcoins to outperform, especially Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin. Yes. XRP, we were bullish, everybody was bullish. I mentioned in the Watch Wealth group, and in the chat that this is the levels. 39.9 is the levels where you would be looking for, a reversal. And probably, let's say if this move is like a W, A, B, and C, then we should be having A, B, C for like X, some sort of X move, and then probably looking for a pump up to the levels of 46.6. So the worst thing about the XRP currently, what I'm seeing is the dump what we have got so far. It doesn't looks to me like ABC. It clearly looks to me like 5 waves. So I think the dump is not yet over. As you can see here, I do think that we are most likely going to probably bounce from 33 around 33 cents. And if the 34 cents flips as a resistance, that is going to be your short. Flip the lows like this, and then again fill up 29 to 30 cents, then probably we're going to make sense. And basically even the of this lows would be your next buying opportunity. So right now your levels you want to keep in your mind is 34.5. Unless you don't flip 34.5 on H4 or H1, it's bearish. Don't try to overcomplicate things. It's very simple. Just remember these levels, okay? Don't try to overcomplicate. Ethereum Classic, guys, 29% dump. I posted a few days back in my corner is that I'm looking for shorts on Ethereum K and C, if you remember. Ethereum Classic, K and C, and I think both have played very nicely, despite of the fact that I haven't gave official call. But this is how you see the from the TA perspective is, if you really want to play independently, I think know how to play it. I think you can really make a nice gain. So I did play it this short from here, the 786 fib. This is a perfect 786 fib test, a 40.552. The only thing is the risk reward was not great actually. To be honest, it was not great at all, because my stop loss was literally around here. So even if you feel that from the percentage it's like a 30% down, but I just made like 2.3 R. So honestly, that's something I don't like it. So it's like you might feel that, oh my god, I got a 30% down. Fuck off. It's like a 2.3 hour setup. And nowadays, like all the traders who scalps, they make like 5 hour or 10 hour gains in like a single scalp. So I think the swings for 2 or 3 hour 0.3 is not that good, and hence I did not give this. Ideally I would have given, if we would have gone around 41.3, because then it would have gave me a 3-hour setup, amazing swing setup. My targets for Ethereum Classic is this range formation. So basically what you would want to see a bearish retest one more time. If we do get a bearish retest here, I'm going to short probably, and I would want to short it till here, the range lows of 22 point. So that again is going to give us a very nice, another 27% dump on Ethereum Classic, guys. Now what is this trend line that you're watching? It's a big trend line that we have from the top like this. So we have gone back inside the trend line. So a bearish retest of this trend line would be a short to me, in my opinion, and I would be looking to play it till $22 levels. And yes, I will give a short as well once we get a bounce, if we get a bounce. Looking to total, guys, total few days back also I mentioned we have broke the trend line. It's like it's a matter of time, probably we're just going to dump, and we have got our dump. So this was our trend line. This is where the bears were fucked, they got trapped, and this is where the bulls were fucked. So they liquidated both of them simultaneously, and after that it's just like a dump. So now we are coming to a very big levels of 786 fibs and 0.1 fib levels. Remember, 786 and 0.14 makes it a very important levels for total, guys. So even if we do have a small push down, this is definitely going to have a big bounce. Probably the bounce, in my opinion, would be a minimum bounce of, you can say, 4%, and a max bounce for the range highs towards 13-11%. That's what you can see that the bounce levels would be from. So just have patience, guys, a bit. 19 and 20, you would want to see a clear structure on the ETH, slowly gradually accumulating and making like a bear flag kind of a structure, breaking about 1358. Once you get there, a deviation over here, short it, This dump is going to be very amazing, because this move would be then be 1 A B C A 1 1 2 3 4 and 5. So that's going to be like ABC, or it's a 5 wave, so it's going to be like 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. That's our 3 ABC 4, and then 5 on 25th. That's going to be like our wave 5. So this is how, the big 5 waves might just look finished. 1 2, this is our wave 3. Look at the volume of this dump. It's just getting lower and lower and lower with each move on the down, which clearly indicates that the wave 3 is coming closer to end. You're going to get a small bounce for the wave 4, and then wave 5. 21st probably, in my opinion, should give us a bottom for the wave 5, unless, as I mentioned, this is like the worst case scenario is we lose the levels like this, turns into resistance, and we just keep on dumping. So that's all what I have, guys, for today. And if you have any questions, do ask me on the corner or Walsh Wealth group, or you can just DM me on the Twitter or ping me on Twitter as well. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support my work, do trade on Bybit. The link is mentioned in my Twitter profile as well as in the description. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Play safe, don't over leverage, always manage your risk. You don't want to be a millionaire in probably a one trade. I never became a millionaire in a one trade. It just took me more than a year to be to make my first million. So it's definite, but after the first million, it's like very easy to multiply it. So but the first million is always very tough, because it's gonna be lots and lot of it's like you see $500,000 for the first time, you feel like, oh my god, it's 500,000, what should I do? You automatically resist to play big, and you just start playing small. But the first million is definitely tough. Also, one more thing is, this is not going to be end of the bear market. So if you are thinking that from here itself, as the harmonics suggest as well, if we do reverse, let's say ABC, this is ABC, and if we do reverse, we go here, this is not going to be our bottom. So this is going to be most likely ABC, and again we just going to just keep on accumulate, going to come back again, accumulation, and then probably we can have a sweep like this, then probably, because then it is going to be like 1 2 3 ABC 4 and then 5 like this. So we're just going to probably for another 3 to 4 months, it's going to be the swing, just accumulation or just chop. It can, even if it goes to 28,800 to 29,000 bucks, that's what our harmonic target is. Even if you go there, even if that doesn't mean that it is bottom, and even if you go to 32,000, doesn't mean it is bottom. It is going to be something like this. We need this sort of a big accumulation for a confirmation that the bottom is in, because a lot of major players are out of the market. We have lots of institutional players. Even the Tesla is out of the market. Yeah, they hold a tiny amount of Bitcoin, but majorly they have sold. MicroStrategy, I think they are holding very nicely, but most likely if they decide to buy and create some liquidity, I think probably they just want to use that $500 million in a optimal, best possible way actually. So I think they're going to have patience and probably going to start buying from 18,500. If I was them, they probably going to start buying there from 18,500 to 17,000. Just buy for $500 million, and just with an average of 17,500. That's how I see actually. But I'm not sure if they're going to do that way. They might already bought actually. It's just a matter of time. Probably they announce it. I'm not sure. So as based on the request, let's go to the Solana. Based on the request, the Solana chart. Remember a few days back when I did live session, people were very bullish on the Sol. They were like, oh my god, why Sol is pumping up? What did I mention? 38.7 is your short. It's like an equilibrium, big resistance and equilibrium, guys. And that's exactly how it played out. Rejected, and so far from that level, if you would have FOMO there, by now you would have liquidated yourself. So what I I think for the soul is on the lower term time frame. Let's have a fibs. We already at the 886 fibs at 30.99, but we are losing that levels. If we are not reclaiming 30.99, it's very, very fortunate to say that we're going to go for a bigger 886, which is around 28.4. So mostly, you want to see a dump like this to 28.4 on this Solana. And once you get it, a small bounce again. And if we do start accumulating here on this Solana, what this move can be is this move is like, A, B, a bounce like this for C again, and then further dump to the levels of $18 to $19. A sweep of this would be amazing. Would be very, very amazing. But for now, the next bounce levels for Solana is $28.4 to $27. That's where the ultimate bounce zone is. And also you have daily OB at those levels. You see, we have been bouncing at those levels many times. This is your daily OB. I think this level makes more sense. So basically a sweep would be very, very nice on the Solana. For shorts, these are not the levels for shorts because we are having a 786 support and the range is pretty much tight. So you just have to patiently wait for shorts. On the lower term time frame, if you really want to look for shorts, I would say two things. You want to look for shorts, it's the golden pocket zone you would be eyeing, 32.66. If you do get a bounce, let's say to 32.66 here, you can look for shorts on the lower term time frame with your stops about 33.6 and with your take profits of 28.4 to $28. That's where your take profits would be for Solana, okay, on the lower term time frame. It can even break from here itself because we are very close to the level. So basically we can probably swing filler pattern, do a swing filler pattern from here itself, goes to 29.9 and then probably look for a pump up like this to 32.6. Because if you look at from the fibs perspective over here, let's see what we got on the Solana. You get 161 at 29.98. That should be acting as a support, and 138 should act as a liquidity pool. So 138 has already been acting as a liquidity pool, and you see how we bounce from those levels. We bounced literally like 3.69% for a scalp. If anybody would have caught, made a nice gains with a scalp. And after that, if you do go 29.98, that's also where our sweep is, this liquidity pool. So probably we just do a swing filler pattern, go up like this, a small bounce again, and then dump like this. So this is how you're gonna get our short. But a bounce definitely near to 32.5 to 32.6 is a short zone for me for Solana. So Algo link I already mentioned. I want to have a sweep of 6.98. Your bounce zone is 6.77. Looking to Atom is bearish. I showed it here at 15.3. I mentioned the Walsh Wealth as well that unless we flip 15.3, you don't have to look for longs. It's a resistance. So most likely it's forming a very nice head and shoulder kind of a structure. As you can see here, a small head and shoulder, a break the levels of 14.5 and it's just going to dump to probably 13.8, and that's where 13.8 is. It's a very nice scalp actually. Just keep on doing that. I mean, it's a very, because the risk reward is very low over here, because my stop loss practically is like here, and it's just like 1.7 hour. As I mentioned, I don't like to give any trades anything under 3 hour. Honestly, it's a worst trade. So what kind of a take profits you're going to take? It's a worst trade. Even if you risk like $100, you're not going to make more than 170 on this. Worst trade. But still, it's going to give you a 9.8% dump. That's how majority of the people fool you on the Twitter. They're going to show you 10% move got, 5% move got, blah blah blah. But yes, that's how things work. Actually, people try to do actually on, and I normally avoid all those things actually. Let's go to the algo. Algo. So algo basically, yeah, you might feel it's very bullish. It might be bullish. I'm not denying the fact, but logically, if I have to say that how I would like to trade this coin, if we do see a flip of 3178 equilibrium, this is equilibrium. If I see a flip of 3178 of equilibrium, flip in the sense you want to see H4, 4-hour double closure above these levels. H4 closure, the price gets accepted above these levels, and then I will be looking for longs and I would be eyeing these levels. And from there, I'll be looking to short it because this to me looks like A, B, C, A, maybe, you know, A, B, and C, or maybe something like, you know, A, B, and C. Or this is like A, B, C, B, and we are doing C here and down. But as I can see the deviation here, you would clearly want to long for a swings. You want to long when we have a deviation inside this. The best level is the deviation of 2233. Up, it's like a buy. I also one of my friend Udin, Twitter, he's that trader Udin. He also mentioned that Algo, I think he's a sponsor of FIFA, so I think a lot of people are going to notice them as well. Might just push up, but it's in November, October, so we are still in early September. So you need this dump so that we can buy, and when everybody notices, the prices should be here on the range highs. When everybody notices, because pump up like this, so you get more and more amount of liquidity, and then you just, you know, sell to them, those who want to buy in the name of FIFA. But right now, these are not the levels for me to long. I would just patiently wait. My focus is only right now on Ethereum and Bitcoin. So these are the two main focus I want to play swings, and these are the two big plays for me actually. I want to play. 2 days gonna be choppy, 19th and 20th. If you look at from the perspective of the time zone over here on 15 minutes, what you're going to find is, you see the New York session close was pretty okay. We got a pump in the Asia Opens, and then we got a dump from Asia Opens to London pre-London Opens, okay? And then London again start dumping, and now London session open. So I think, you know, Asia dumps, London's accumulate, form a 3-step setup, and New York reversal. This is a very basic setup. So this is like a very nice ICT actually. I've learned somewhere. Asia dumps, London accumulates like this, like this, you know, as we are watching, and New York reverses like this. I mean, normally this is how I've seen majority of the time it plays out. So let's say if we do get something like this, so London is accumulating, probably New York also starts with a small dump like this, and then we got a reversal. You have a lot of fair value gap above, so probably the best levels for me would be around 1369, and come back down again, something like this, and on 21st we go there. We just look for a dump, guys. So let's see how things rolls up, and this is how I see the market for now. Patience is what you need. Nothing is going to reverse from here, or even if it reverses, there's always better to buy higher rather than to just knife kits, which when you don't know where exactly or what kind of a price action Bitcoin is doing. Right now, as I mentioned, my two scenario is this move is A, B, and C, where we don't make lows, we don't sweep 17,600, we just go into the green box, $18,000, 18,000 to 17,750, like a double bottom kind of a thing. And the second scenario is this whole structure is a big 5-wave bearish, which means that we sweep the lows of 17,600, we bounce towards the levels of 20,500, reject again, and dump towards 13k levels. That's the only thing I have no other wave counts I have from here. It's all I mean, I don't see anything else from here. That's it. For Ethereum, the best optimal levels in this is how you would want to see for Ethereum. 1268 levels for today should hold, and we start doing something like this till 21, and then dump on 21 like this to 1200, 16 to 1200 and 1200 bucks. A week is fine. And then reverse like this, accumulate and pump. So that's how I would like to see Ethereum actually for a reversal. So that's all what I have, guys, and thank you so much for joining. And FOMC is already priced in, and you don't have to worry about FOMC. I mean, we already dumped and are at the local support for before FOMC. Unless FOMC, I think it's already priced in. You just have to play the technical TA. I mean, play the levels. That's it. That's what I would say. Thank you, guys. Have a very nice day. You have questions, do ask me.